3 out of 4 American millionaires spend less than $120,000 a year. A level 1 stealth millionaire drives a 9-year-old Civic and packs last night's leftovers for lunch. A level 5 stealth millionaire pulls 6 figures from an account the government cannot even see, and their tax return reads like a substitute teacher's. 5 levels, 5 masks, and a hidden trap between them that costs unprepared millionaires over $15,000. For the crime of spending their own savings, most people never learn which mask they're wearing until it's too late. And the mask at level 5? It rewrites the rules entirely. Here's what nobody tells you about stealth wealth in America. The Federal Reserve's survey of consumer finances found that the majority of millionaire households live on budgets that look almost identical to upper-middle-class families earning a tenth of their net worth. Same neighborhoods, same grocery stores, same Tuesday night routine. But the reason they appear broke changes completely depending on which level they've reached. At the bottom, the mask is simple. You just don't spend. At the top, the mask is structural. You've rebuilt your entire financial architecture. So your real spending is invisible, even to the system. This is the progression most people never see. Each level is a different mask, and each mask hides something different. Level 1. The Blender. Marcus Chen, 28. Austin, Texas. Software engineer. $95,000 a year. Marcus makes solid money. His co-workers know it.
Nice
they
ride,
lease
man.
new BMWs
Thanks.
at $650 a month.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Rotate Jordans every quarter. Split tabs at rooftop bars downtown. Marcus drives a 2019 Honda Civic.
See. How have you been?
Paid off.
Marcus, finally.
He shares a
Come sit
2-bedroom
down,
apartment
it's
with a
been
college
ages.
friend. Lunch is whatever
Is
he meal prepped on
seriously
Sunday.
eating that
Usually
again?
chicken,
Looks
mariche,
like the same container
broccoli
from last
in
week.
a glass container he's had since graduation. His co-workers think he's broke. He's
Here
not.
are the signed copies of the loan
Marcus
agreement.
puts that $650 a
And
month
here is the
his
down
co-workers
payment.
spend on car payments
Everything seems
straight
to be
into
in order.
index funds. According to Bureau of Labor Statistics data, transportation is the second largest household expense in America, averaging over $12,000 a year. Marcus spends roughly $3,400. The difference, about $8,600 a year, compounds at an average annual return of 8%. That gap alone is worth over $125,000 in 10 years. The Blender mask is passive. You don't engineer anything. You just refuse to perform wealth for an audience. Same grocery store. Same sneakers. Same apartment. The only thing that changes is the brokerage balance. Nobody asks about. It's lonely. Marcus doesn't talk about money with his friends because the conversation always turns awkward. He's 28, with a net worth higher than most 40-year-olds. And he can't mention it without sounding like he's bragging. Or worse, making his friends feel behind.
The
Most
merger
people
went through
assume the
much
highest
smoother than
earner in the room is the
anticipated.
wealthiest.
Oh, absolutely.
The
And
data
the new
says the
gallery
opposite.
showing next week is simply
So he
divine.
stays quiet. And the mask stays on. Level 2. The Optimizer. Priya Kapoor, 37. Charlotte, North Carolina. Hospital Administrator. $112,000 a year. Priya's not just blending in anymore. She's running a system. Housing eats 25% or less of her take-home pay. A modest townhouse in a suburb. Her friends politely call practical. Her car is a 2018 Toyota Camry. Clothing budget is 5% of net pay. Vacations? Road trips to the Smoky Mountains, while her co-workers drop $8,000 on a week in Cancun. A 5-year study of over 200 millionaires found that the saver investor category People who simply save at least 20% of their income and invest consistently is the most common path to 7 figures. No genius required. No startup. No inheritance. Just the discipline to spend less than you earn across every single budget line, month after month, for years. Priya fits the profile exactly. She tracks every category. She knows her grocery spend to the dollar. She'll spend 30 minutes reading Amazon reviews for a $20 portable charger, then approve a $4,200 roof repair without blinking. That's the optimizer pattern. Obsess over discretionary spending. Don't flinch at necessary spending. Small purchase? Research it. Big necessity? Handle it. Priya's sister calls her cheap. Her friends think she's too careful. At 37, she sometimes wonders if she's optimizing her way out of actually living. The trade-off of the optimizer mask is that the line between disciplined and deprived gets blurry,
Look at how he arranges
and
the
other people are
bottles.
happy to tell you which side you're on. But what happens when your net worth crosses $1 million and you still can't bring yourself to spend it? Level 3. The Collector, James Okafor, 48, Scottsdale, Arizona, HVAC business owner. Roughly $165,000 in owner's draw. Net worth, $1.6 million. James lives in the same house he bought in 2011. Drives a 2016 Ford F-150 with 94,000 miles on it. His
Morning,
neighbors assume he
Sanjay.
does okay.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
A
see
small
you
business
later.
guy. Comfortable.
Anyway, like I
Nothing
was
special.
saying, the roses are doing much
They have
better
no
this
idea.
year.
James's spending has shifted to things nobody can see. A private chef comes twice a week. Not for luxury, but because James calculated he was losing 11 hours a week to grocery shopping, cooking, and cleanup at his effective hourly rate. That time costs more than the chef. He flies private for certain client trips. Not the whole jet kind, but empty leg deals through charter apps. Because skipping commercials saves him 6 hours per trip. He collects vintage sports memorabilia, not to show off, because the rare stuff appreciates, and frankly, he finds it more interesting than a new truck. This is where stealth wealth gets invisible to the outside. The collector doesn't hide how much they spend. They hide what they spend on. Time, access, rarity. The things that don't have logos? According to Glassdoor's salary data, small business owners in skilled trades average $85,000 to $175,000 depending on region and scale. James is at the top of that range, but his visible lifestyle suggests the bottom. The gap between perception and reality is where the collector mask lives. James turned down a client who suggested he upgrade his truck for the brand image. He kept the F-150, put the price difference into his SEP IRR. But the truth is, he sometimes wonders if his refusal to look successful is costing him contracts. The collector mask protects your wealth. It can also cap your business. The next level is where the numbers get genuinely strange, and the mask changes from social to structural. Level 4. The Deflector. Diane Whitfield, 58, Portland, Oregon. Semi-retired marketing consultant. Former vice president. Net worth, $2.1 million. Diane left her VP role at 54. Burnout. The golden handcuffs had finally cut deep enough. She traded a corner office for a home studio and a handful of consulting clients she actually likes. She shops at Costco. Wears no jewelry. Her kids' friends assume she's comfortable. Maybe a retired schoolteacher. When someone at a dinner party asks what she does, she says, "A little consulting." When they ask how business is, She says, "Can't complain." She never says the number. The deflector mask is social engineering.
Oh, I won't be
Diane
long.
doesn't just avoid spending
Just
visibly.
heading out for a
She
little
actively
while.
manages perception. Vague answers. Modest house. A deliberate gap between what she has and what she shows. Not because she's ashamed, because she's learned what happens when people find out.
As you
Her
can see, the
financial
projected
advisor
annual withdrawal of
showed her she could
$150,000
safely
is fully
withdraw
secured. Excellent. That aligns perfectly with
$150,000
the
a
trust.
year. She pulls $85,000 from visible accounts, keeps her tax profile modest, and watches every word at dinner. Isolation. Diane can't talk
This new
about
plan is
her
really
real
smooth. It
financial
is.
life with
Did you
most of
finish the
her
book I lent you last
friends.
week?
She can't celebrate milestones. A portfolio crossing $2 million, a year where her investments earned more than her consulting, because celebration requires an audience, and the deflector mask doesn't allow one. The trade-off at this level isn't money, it's connection. You've spent decades building something remarkable, and the mask means almost nobody knows. If you've ever downplayed your own success just to keep the peace, you already know this mask. Level 5. The Ghost. Robert and Linda Salgado.
Good morning.
Ages
dear.
72 and 69. Tucson, Arizona.
Afternoon, love.
Retired.
Are
Combined
you
net
having a
worth
good read?
$2.8 million.
The predictive
Robert
maintenance
worked
metrics are
35 years
exceeding
in manufacturing
expectations.
management.
Ensuring they have the resources
Linda
they need is our
was a
top
school
priority.
counselor. They did everything the textbooks said. Maxed retirement accounts, avoided debt, drove sensible cars, lived below their means for 4 decades. Now they have $2.8 million. And they almost made a mistake that would have cost them over $15,000 in a single year. Here's what nearly happened. Robert wanted to pull $200,000 from his traditional IRA for a lake house down payment. Simple enough. The money's his. He earned it. And $200,000 is less than 8% of their portfolio. But their CPA ran the numbers and showed them something most retirees don't discover until the bill arrives. The withdrawal would have pushed their modified adjusted gross income past $218,000, the joint threshold where Medicare's income-related monthly adjustment amount kicks in. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services sets these brackets, and they're structured as cliffs. Cross the line by a single dollar, and the entire higher premium applies. No partial credit. Worse, there's a 2-year fuse. The withdrawal you make this year sets your Medicare premiums 2 years from now. By the time the penalty arrives, you've forgotten what caused it. Robert and Linda restructured the purchase.
Threshold,
They pulled $80,000 from the traditional IRA,
We should focus
keeping
on
visible
the
income safely
traditional
below the cliff,
IRA
and
for
funded the remaining
tax
$120,000
deduction
from
this
their
year.
Roth IRA
Roth
under Internal Revenue
distribution.
Service Code Section
Adjusted gross
408A. Qualified Roth distributions don't appear in adjusted gross income. They don't count toward the Medicare threshold. As far as the system is concerned, that $120,000 doesn't exist. Same lake house, same life. Roughly $18,000 in combined tax waste. Avoided. That is the ghost mask. It's not about looking broke. It's about engineering your financial structure so your real spending is invisible to the system itself. Visible income stays below the ceiling. Real spending flows through the invisible pipe. This level requires years of preparation. If your entire nest egg sits in a traditional IRA, you can't flip a switch. You'd need to convert portions to Roth over multiple lower income years, and those conversions count as visible income in the year you do them. It's a multi-year chess game. And if you don't start early enough, the window closes. Tax rules change. This is not investment advice. Consult a licensed financial professional before making withdrawal or conversion decisions. And here's the part that connects all 5 levels. The one pattern that separates the masks from the people still performing wealth for an audience that doesn't care. 5 masks. 1 progression. And the uncomfortable truth is that most people are stuck performing wealth instead of building it. Buying the car, the watch, the house that signals success to strangers who forget about it in 30 seconds. So here's the question. Which mask are you wearing right now? Level 1. Blending in and stacking quietly? Level 3. Spending on things nobody can see? Or are you not wearing a mask at all? Still spending to impress people who aren't paying attention? Drop your level in the comments. Be honest. That honesty is the first step. And if you know someone still stuck at level 0,
we couldn't do it.
still leasing the car they can't
They said
afford,
the odds were too
still
great.
performing for an audience of 0, send them this video, not to judge them, to show them what the alternative looks like. Now, if you think these levels are intense, wait until you see what happens when we break down every level of a self-made millionaire, from the first $1,000 saved to the first $1 million earned. That video is coming next, and the level 3 story in it will change how you think about money forever.